Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to my loyal and long-lost PNN viewers. Sorry, it's been a little over 4 years, in fact, and since our last broadcast. A lot has changed. A lot has changed in our world in just the last couple weeks. I've actually wanted to restart this broadcast for over a year now, and very much so in the last 2 weeks. Now, unfortunately for you, I apologize for amateur hour. I no longer have a handful of talented and technologically enabled teenagers to help me do this broadcast. But I've been outlining this for about the last 2 weeks. And then earlier this week, I found some things on Facebook, something called TSG. John Krasinski, most of you know him as Jim from The Office, has just released his own version of Positive News Network. My aunt texted me first thing in the morning and said, "Hey, look, someone's stolen your idea." Now, there's plenty of room on the internet for all the good news that we can get, but I figured that was my sign that even though I'm technologically disabled, and, well, let's just say it's been an uphill battle to just do this, and I apologize in advance for how rough it's going to be. But I knew, seeing those videos online and how popular they are, that it is time to relaunch PNN. So, welcome back. That being said, a couple changes. Like I said, first of all, we do no longer have the tech crew making this happen and making it look more polished and professional. That being said, I am not a filmmaker at all, so please excuse the amateur hour. I'm also not a lawyer, not up on copyright laws, so I apologize in advance if I have stepped on anyone's toes. Unfortunately for PNN, apparently we posted a video a couple years ago and our second video was removed because we violated someone's copyright. So I apologize in advance, Linda with a Y, but also ask you to please email me or message me either here or find me on Facebook. Because if a video is taken down, then not only your good news or your positive thing is taken out, but also everyone else's. So I'm a teacher, so my familiarity with copyright laws much more extends to a little bit more flexibility, considering this is not for any type of monetary gain, and it is for the betterment of society. So all of that being said, let's get started with our first broadcast. With the coronavirus coming out earlier actually this year, but really hitting the nation of the United States heavy in the last 2 weeks. It is now Sunday, April the 5th, and we have been in lockdown here in St. Louis, which is where we are broadcasting, we, meaning I, am broadcasting from now. And one of our segments on PNN was our first segment, which was we called it Flip It. We basically looked for stories that we could have a new perspective and maybe a bit more of a positive perspective on. So for those of you new to PNN, hopefully there will be lots of new viewers in the coming weeks. The idea behind PNN was really to create a positive Tosh.0. Sorry, is that a violation of copyright? I don't know. But to find stories on the internet that we found either on our own Facebook or through looking around, that really were inspiring, beautiful, funny, or involved inspiring someone to take action to contribute to the world in a positive way. So I'm not sure where all that lies, except I feel like the world needs as much good news as it can get. That being said, we always wanted to start our news broadcast with our Flip It segment. Our Flip It segment really involved taking world news and events and having a new perspective on it. Now, this is very much a scary time, for sure. Not meaning to dismiss or make little or make light of the fear, the anxiety, the sickness, and even death for some people. But being quarantined inside a home, I have actually encouraged all of my students through our online learning to take part in what I call a quarantine quest. And I'm asking you and myself to do the same thing. Part of my quarantine quest was to restart PNN. The quarantine quest is all about really setting personal goals for yourself and asking yourself, who do you want to be at the end of this quarantine? What kind of person? Do you want to be more balanced? How do you want to contribute to the world and those around you? How do you want to contribute to your own future? How imbalanced is your life? Can you bring more balance to it now that you have this time off to sit and reflect? So our first segment is going to be a Flip It segment. And actually all of this segment is designated to COVID-19. I know everyone's been on social media a lot more lately as a way to connect with those that they love. So some of the positives of COVID-19. I sincerely hope that when this is all said and done, that we have taken this time individually and collectively as a society to look at our lives and take a moment and sit and be quiet and not busy. We are often very consumed with the busyness of our world. If you look at busyness, or you could also look at it as business of our world, and how much of what we do is running on a hamster wheel, just running, busy, run here, run there, do this, do that, be busy, be busy. And we never stop to ask ourselves who we are and what we are actually doing with all of our time. So some of us, I included, sometimes keep myself busy so I don't have to face things in my life that I feel like I have no control over, or things in my life that I feel like I can't handle. So I keep myself busy so I don't have to face myself. And I don't think I'm the only one. So that is my hope. My hope is that, first of all, we will slow down and be less busy. That we will realize we can do a lot more by doing less. That sometimes being still and contemplative and reflective and then intentional with our actions is more important than doing. So also the hope is that this will also have a positive effect on our environment. So I will share with you a couple videos now. Apologize, the transitions are going to be a little rough, but a couple of videos about how the Earth itself and the globe, amidst global warming and environmental crisis and pollution, has had a chance to heal and recover, and hopefully we as human beings, as part of this Earth, can do the same. So on to our first video.
Down. Yes, there is fear. Yes, there is isolation. Yes, there is panic buying. Yes, there is sickness. Yes, there is even death. But they say that in Wuhan, after so many years of noise, you can hear the birds again. They say that after just a few weeks of quiet, the sky is no longer thick with fumes, but blue and grey and clear. They say that in the streets of Assisi, people are singing to each other across the empty squares, keeping their windows open so that those who are alone may hear the sounds of family around them. They say that a hotel in the west of Ireland is offering free meals and delivery to the housebound. Today, a young woman I know is busy spreading flyers with her number through the neighborhood so that the elders may have someone to call on. Today, churches, synagogues, mosques and temples are preparing to welcome and shelter the homeless, the sick, the weary. All over the world, people are slowing down and reflecting. All over the world, people are looking at their neighbors in a new way. All over the world, people are waking up to a new reality, to how big we really are, to how little control we really have, to what really matters, to love. So we pray and we remember that yes, there is fear, but there does not have to be hate. Yes, there is isolation, but there does not have to be loneliness. Yes, there is panic buying, but there does not have to be meanness. Yes, there is sickness, but there does not have to be disease of the soul. Yes, there is even death, but there can always be a rebirth of love. Wake to the choices you make as to how to live now. Today, breathe. Listen. Behind the factory noises of your panic, the birds are singing again. The sky is clearing. Spring is coming, and we are always encompassed by love. Open the windows of your soul, and though you may not be able to touch across the empty square, sing.
Thank you, BBC Radio London, for saying so eloquently what I cannot say so eloquently. One more video about the positive effects that coronavirus has had.
Typically, around the Lunar New Year, we see economic activity slow down, and as a result, emissions decrease. Usually that only lasts about a week, and then emissions rise again. This year, we're seeing a prolonged state of that holiday level of emission.
Nuestro planeta es hermoso, pero también extremadamente frágil. Y creo que ahora hay mucha gente que ve la contaminación causada por los seres humanos desde una perspectiva muy diferente. Así que creo que sin ninguna duda, para el debate sobre el cambio climático, esto es una observación que nos hace abrir los ojos.
I certainly hope that video is right and things will get much better for the environment after all this crisis is over, and that we'll be able to implement the lessons that we have learned, lessons of consuming less, being more conscious and conserving more, and then how much we do that we actually don't need to do, and that we can actually have more by using less. So thank you very much for Vix for posting that compilation video. Next, to kind of round out our Flip It segment where we take current events and look at them in a positive light, I wanted to highlight the positive movement of people being aware of their elders. As our older generation is more susceptible to the coronavirus and COVID-19, and with social distancing and shelter in place really being done in order to protect the most vulnerable of our population, I wanted to share a post that a good acquaintance of mine, Suzanne Wilson, has. Suzanne works for a company that digs water wells in Africa, and she posted this lovely woman with this amazing poem. So I just thought I would share this with you. I am not old, she said. I am rare. I am the standing ovation at the end of a play. I am the retrospective of my life as art. I am the hours connected like dots into good sense. I am the fullness of existing. You think I am waiting to die, but I am waiting to be found. I am a treasure. I am a map. These wrinkles are imprints of my journey. Ask me anything. Poem by Sarah Reynolds. So, I believe that's true. I think that not only should we seek to protect our older generation, but we should also actively seek their wisdom and learn from their experiences. They are so invaluable and cannot be replaced. So if you haven't gotten the message yet, stay home. It's not just about you and protecting your health, but protecting those around you as well. So into that line of respecting and valuing our elders, I wanted to share something quite beautiful.
Yeah, I'd like to be with you too, but because of the illness, we can't do it. There's a new virus going around. Yeah, I'd like to be with you too, but because of the illness, we can't do it. There's a new virus going around.
That's why we wear these masks.
And that's why everybody's got the mask on and they have to stay away from people. So this is the best we can do for now. We'll see ya. Don't cry, Lauren. Come on now. Don't. I love you too, but don't cry. Don't cry. She'll be happy to see me. No, you can't come out, and I can't come in.
I need to be with you.
Yeah, I'd like to be with you too, but because of the illness, we can't do it. There's a new virus going around.
That's why we wear these masks.
And that's why everybody's got the mask on and they have to stay away from people. So this is the best we can do for now. We'll see ya. Don't cry, Lauren. Come on now. Don't. I love you too, but don't cry. Don't cry. She'll be happy to see me. No, you can't come out, and I can't come in.
Well, that video just about gets me every time. No matter how many times I watch it, it just makes me tear up. So thank you, Alicia Barber, for sharing your family's story and in the moment for a good reminder of why social distancing and shelter in place is important. So while we're giving out thanks, I think it's time to move on to our next segment, which is empowering action. First of all, besides thanking those people and companies that have put up such inspiring videos, I think it's really time to thank those essential workers, whether they be grocery store workers or gas station workers, or those people on the front lines in the health industry, doctors, nurses, people building ventilators and trying to get the necessary test created that we need, or even the delivery drivers that are delivering your Amazon goods, keeping you sane. We want to thank all those people that are continuing to work and help keep us safe and sane through this unprecedented period. And don't worry, teachers, I'm one of you, so I'll have a special message for you in a couple days. Our teachers are working hard, so I really appreciate not only, yes, there's been hoarding, yes, there's been some bizarre run on toilet paper. I don't know why everyone needs to go out and hoard toilet paper. There have been people kind of losing their minds, but at the same time, you have people really taking stock of what's important, doing the right thing, staying inside, appreciating those people who are working harder than ever to try and keep things normal. Reese Witherspoon signed up for a campaign last week, or had her clothing company, more accurately, donate dresses to teachers in appreciation for all the hard work that we've been doing. And the delivery drivers, I just really feel like whether they're delivering your pizza or delivering your much needed family supplies so that you don't have to go to the grocery stores, and the grocery store workers themselves, putting themselves at risk. So thank you so much. You are our heroes. Other people like John Krasinski, I'm going to give a shout out again with TSG, Tell Me Something Good. Thanks for doing something to keep us positive, and from yours truly, for lighting a fire under my booty to get this film up. I will say, John, I have not watched all of your video because I didn't want to risk overlap or knowing, although watching the first couple minutes did inspire me to know that, you know what, I'm going to do this even if I'm not a professional. And don't worry, John, I know yours is going to be much more professional than mine. If you would share yours, I certainly would appreciate it. I'll share yours on mine. And sorry, it won't be reciprocal because you're a celebrity, but who couldn't use some more positive news? So anyway, so on to inspired action and empowering action. I wanted to share a good friend of mine, her boys, just in the waning years of high school, one of them and one of them just starting college, have started a GoFundMe for people who need groceries during this time. I'm going to put a link to their GoFundMe in the comments, so please feel free to click on there if you would like to do your part in contributing something good and positive to our world. That's what we're all about here at PNN. Also, sometimes it just takes those that are brave enough to share their story. One of the stories I had shared with me on Facebook this week was the story of Katie Hodges. I did not know of her before, even though I guess I should. She has thousands, over 100,000 followers on Instagram. She does makeup videos, but she was very brave and vulnerable and shared in complete honesty her experience contracting the coronavirus and her boyfriends and a whole gamut of things that they went through. So I highly encourage you to watch the video. It's too long to include in here. It's a little over 30 minutes, but I couldn't stop watching it. And if you really want to see what it's like and why this is so important to take proactive action, please watch her video in the links below. That about wraps it up for us, for PNN for this week. This took me a lot longer to do than I expected. If you've noticed, the lighting has changed because it is now evening. And I say a lot. I'm not a professional journalist or speaker or videographer or any of those things. So please be kind and give me feedback, but make sure it's constructive. This was hard to do. Anyone that's got technological video advice or maybe even easier programs to use than Screencast-O-Matic, I would appreciate it. Or if you've just found a video that would fit nicely into our segment of Flip It, show me something, oh, I'm sorry, John, that's a little too close to yours. The other segment is something beautiful, inspiring, or innovative. And then our last segment is something funny. So we always try to leave you with something funny and lighthearted. So that will bring us to our last video of the week. I want to thank all of you who created videos for us to share. Thank all of you who are putting out positive things in the world and light in such dark times. Until I see you again next week, stay home, stay healthy, stay happy, and keep on viewing in, sharing, liking. Hope to see you again in about a week or so. And here's our last video. Hope it warms your heart and makes you smile as much as it did me.
I'm sitting here in isolation, waiting for the vaccination. Ooh. Stock market's down, the stores are closed, retirement plans are surely hosed, toilet paper's running low. It's a good thing I don't have to go. We're all homebound. How long will we still be homebound? Home, keeping social distance. Home, without friends' assistance. Home, at government's insistence. Stuck in our houses. I'm getting used to sleeping late. Should clean the house, but it can wait. Ooh. I try to work from my PC, but soon the fridge is calling me. I eat some snacks, turn on TV. Without Netflix, what would life be? We're all homebound. How long will we still be homebound? Home, till the virus dies out. Home, till the groceries run out. Home, till the wine's all drunk. We're stuck in our houses. So please just stay in your own space. Don't shave so you don't touch your face. Wash your hands until they're raw for 20 seconds. That's the law. The curve will flatten. We'll have seen the ending to COVID-19. We're all homebound. How long will we still be homebound? Home, till the virus dies out. Home, till the groceries run out. Home, till the wine's all drunk and we have defeated Corona.